All right, today's video is a companion video to the accident analysis for the V-35TC 47 Whiskey Tango with the in-flight breakup. My working theory right now, based on the facts after the prelim, is that it was likely a spiral divergence situation where the airplane accelerated real fast. We can see that from the ADS-B data. It was very fast, way over V&E actually, and the V&E is pretty large with just the trim reaction at that point. It's very likely that the airplane was, you have the ability to massively over-G the airplane in that situation. So if he added any backstick, there you go. And it was that was a utility category airplane, 4.4 Gs with fuel in the tip tanks. It could have been 3.8, so even less. So that's my working theory, and I think it's a training exercise that everybody needs to do. Virtually any airplane, but particularly in Bonanzas. So that's what we're going to do today. So stick with me on FlyWire. Hey, I'm Scott Perdue, and today on FlyWire we're going to do the spiral demo exercise and learn how to do that. And I'm going to show you a common student error that leads to a very fast airspeed while you're still heading down pretty quickly. So not giving you full promises on that one. I've seen over 175 knots, approaching 180 plus before. Not sure if I can actually do that. I'm just kind of pre-programmed not to do that. Anyway, we're going to try it. We're going to do the first one. Is going to be just a regular demo to do it the way you should do the exercise, which is knock it off at 60 degrees of bank or 160 knots. I might let it go a little bit longer than 60 degrees of bank because I want to see the effects. But 160 knots is going to be our absolute functional limit, and we'll go through that. Okay. Then we're going to do the student error that I see most commonly, which is a kind of a slow recovery and acceleration while you're still going downhill. And then finally, I'm going to do one more where we're going to do just the demo, and I'm not going to control the pitch up. Okay, I will limit it to 3 Gs. I'm not going to do anything more than 3, but I'm going to trim it for 100 knots. And when I do that, I think that we're not going to get into any kind of an over-G situation. Any airplane can be subject to an over-G situation above the yellow line. Just how much G you place on the airplane then is the problem. So, all right, there's 100. I don't see any on the fish finder. Well, if we don't have GPS right now, we must be being jammed or something. So the airplane still flies without GPS. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll into 45 degrees of bank. I'm going to let go, and we're going to see how the airplane digs into this spiral and speeds up and increases bank, trying to achieve that trim speed. All right, so here we go. 45, let go. So we're digging into it. That's 60 degrees of bank, 130, 140, 150, 160. I'm going to roll out. I'm pushing on it right now. I'm controlling the pitch up. And I'm going to get the nose above the horizon. And I'm going to control the pitch up. That's what I'm doing, is I'm just pushing. I'm going to get back up to my altitude using the airspeed that I gained so we can get right back into the next one. see any traffic. We're set up again, about 4,000 feet, 45 degrees of bank, let go. It's digging in now. 140, 150, and it really pitches in about 2 Gs right there, and the rollout is just under 2, 180 knots. So most of the time I see just over G and a half in that range, and right then when I was delaying the recovery, being slow and everything, we actually saw about 2.5 Gs, and so that's the thing is, and that's probably the scenario. That's what I'm talking about here. Is the scenario is just that, is you accelerate way beyond yellow line, and you can see that I got up to 180 knots, and that's well inside the yellow line. It's below V&E for this airplane, but it's getting pretty close to it. So that is an issue. This exercise is going to show us just what the pitch up would be all by itself. I'm not going to let it do more than 3 Gs. All right, I don't see any traffic, so here we go. Roll into 45, let go. It's going to dig in. 120, 130, 140, 150, and there's 160 knots almost, so I'm going to roll out and let it pitch up. Still 2 Gs. But that's the pitch up. All right, so there's that's the exercise for the spiral demo. Set it up, nice clear area with very little traffic, and what you want to do is roll into 45, trim it for about 100 knots, maybe 80 if you're a Cessna, something like that, and then roll into 45 degrees of bank and then let it go. I haven't done this exercise in a Cessna. I'm not sure it'll do that. I think it would in a Piper, and I'm pretty dang sure it'll do the same thing in a Mooney. So the Mooney wing is close to what this one is, maybe a little slipperier. So try that, and be very careful about the over G. If you're sitting heavy in the seat, that's probably enough, and there you go. Spiral divergence demo. Any airplane can do a maximum over G and catastrophically disassemble itself at altitude. So be careful when you're above the yellow line. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on FlyWire.